The simple story of this film is that Vanellope's game breaks, and she's really despondent and sad when that happens. And Ralph thinks their life is perfect, so he wants to do anything he can to maintain the status quo in their life. And so he gets this idea to travel through a new Wi-Fi router that's plugged in at to the arcade, and go and find that part from Vanellope's game at eBay. So that's the catalyst for the story and really the whole reason for the adventure they go on.
From working on Zootopia, it was a very entertaining movie. You know, it is a funny movie, but it also had a very strong message at its heart about racism, and we really enjoyed being able to tell a story like that in animation that could appeal to not just adults but to children also, that it could be told in a way that everyone could kind of understand it and apply it to their lives. And I think that looking at this film, when we came back to it, having kind of been interrupted with Zootopia, that when we came back to the script that Phil had written previous to working on Zootopia, we said, you know, I think we can go deeper with this, that we can explore themes that are a little more mature, you know, that it can still be a comedy, you know, but also we can talk about something in these films.
Yeah, because audiences have not only a tolerance but an appetite for deeper emotional content.
What's great about Henry is he's very strict. He's a fun guy. We love working with him, but he's very strict about music theory, and you know that the music in the movie should come from the DNA of the themes that have been created. And if a viewer or an audience member listens, you can hear kind of those original themes, you know, in this new movie, but done in a different way, you know, to kind of describe the internet, this bigger world. But it still feels deep down like the first movie, even though it's bigger, you know, and more robust in parts. It still, you know, has a foot in that original movie and those great, sweet themes that he created for the first one.
He sees the world through music, and so it's just a fascinating guy to hang out with. Shank is the best racer in this online racing game called Slaughter Race, and she is cool, she's tough, she's smart, and she's very kind in her soul. So she ends up becoming a kind of big sister figure for Vanellope in the same way Ralph is like a big brother to her, and she's voiced by Gal Gadot. So you know, there's that. Who, by the way, has one of the most natural voiceover voices. Like, I'm so thrilled that Gal's first animated film is this one, because I think when the world hears her voice, they're going to try to cast her in every single animated movie, because there's so much texture and warmth and toughness in her voice.
We did something special with each of the actresses who voiced the princesses, that when they came in and recorded their lines afterwards, we met with the animation department and had like a moment where the actor, or the actress I should say, was able to kind of sit with the animators. And animators are actors basically, except they're not using their bodies and voices to perform. They're using, you know, characters that you draw or manipulate. And they really kind of had this great conversation about each princess and what they're like, and the impressions of the actors of how they see them. And it was really, really cool to see this, you know, new crop of animators working with these actors who, some from, you know, 25 years ago that voiced these characters 30 years ago, some of them. And to see like two halves of a brain kind of communicating to bring the scene to life, it was pretty special. I never would have considered any of like the fun things that happened along the way in making that scene, you know, had we not just dove in and done it. So.
We like playing with language in a way that is maybe unexpected, and that's another thing that John C. Reilly and Sarah Silverman bring to it, is there's such specificity in the way they read a line and the way the cadence of the way a line is read, or Sarah, as Vanellope, over-enunciates. So she hits her K's and her T's and D's at the end of sentences. And even
Creates
that...
almost another syllable sometimes.
That is just a layer of funny that, you know, you can take a sentence that isn't even a joke, but the way she reads it is funny. And same with John, you know. The way they say things just makes it funnier.